Right now, as you watch this video, the most powerful financial weapon in human history is quietly self-destructing. It's not a stock market crash or banking collapse. It's something far more terrifying: the systematic death of the world's reserve currency. And if history is any guide, we have less than 14 years before it happens. There is a hidden pattern in history that governments don't want you to know about. For over 500 years, the same cycle has repeated with clockwork precision. 5 times the world's most powerful currency has risen to dominance, and 5 times it has collapsed into irrelevance. Today, all the warning signs are flashing red for the 6th time. The story begins in July 1944, inside the Mount Washington Hotel, where 44 nations secretly decided the fate of global money. It wasn't just a meeting about exchange rates, it was a financial execution. Britain, the empire that had ruled global money for 2 centuries, was about to have its currency dethroned by America. Winston Churchill reportedly whispered, "We've won the war, but we've lost the peace." And he was right. But here's the truth. This was not random. It was the completion of a 500-year pattern that has destroyed every global currency before the dollar. First came Portugal, rising in 1453 after navigating around Ottoman trade blockades. For 80 years, the Portuguese real dominated world trade, until military overspending bankrupted the empire and Spain simply absorbed the entire country. Next came Spain. In 1545, they discovered Cerro Rico, the rich mountain, producing more silver than the rest of the world combined. Spanish silver became global money, but infinite wealth made them lazy. They defaulted 4 times and collapsed under their own riches. Then came the Dutch. They invented the stock market, modern banking, and multinational corporations. Amsterdam became the Wall Street of its time, until wars and overspending destroyed them too. After that came Britain. For over 200 years, the pound ruled the world. The gold standard made sterling the backbone of global finance. But 2 world wars exploded Britain's debt from millions to billions. Britain won the wars but lost its empire, and the dollar replaced the pound at Bretton Woods. Which brings us to today. The US dollar has ruled for 81 years. At its peak in 2000, 70% of global reserves were in dollars. America could print money and the world had to accept it. But the pattern never stops. Dollar reserve share is down from 70% to 57.8%. Foreign holdings of US treasuries have fallen from 50% to 30%. US national debt has exploded to $36 trillion. America maintains 900 military bases in 130 countries. And alternatives like BRICS payment systems are bypassing the dollar entirely. The math is consistent. Portuguese real, 80 years. Spanish silver, 110 years. Dutch guilder, 78 years. British pound, 224 years. US dollar, 81 years. The average lifespan of a reserve currency is 95 years. If history holds, the dollar has around 14 years left. But this time is different. For the first time in 5 centuries, the financial crown may shift from west to east. China's economy rivals America's. The yuan is rising. Digital currencies are transforming money. And the BRICS nations, home to 45% of the world's population, are building a parallel financial system with their own payment networks, development banks, and trade currencies. For the first time ever, America faces not one rival, but an entire coalition. History says the next stages are predictable. Stage 1 is denial, where we are now. The dollar is different. America is too big to fail. There is no alternative. Stage 2 is acceleration, countries reducing dollar reserves. Stage 3 is panic, capital flight, inflation, and emergency measures. Stage 4 is replacement. A new reserve currency or system takes over, and America becomes a regional rather than global power. The human cost is enormous. When reserve currencies collapse, empires fall. Portugal became irrelevant. Spain declined for centuries. The Dutch shrank to a regional state. Britain lost its empire. What happens when America can't print money without causing hyperinflation? What happens when the world stops funding US debt? Social programs collapse. Military bases close. Living standards fall. Global influence evaporates. And unlike past transitions that took decades, today's collapse could happen in months because digital money moves at the speed of light. The question is not if the dollar loses reserve status, it's when and how fast. Central banks are already buying gold at record levels. Crypto is gaining institutional adoption. BRICS alternatives are going online. The $36 trillion time bomb is ticking. The pattern that destroyed 5 reserve currencies is happening again. And this time, we aren't just watching history. We're living it. Everything I've told you is public information, yet most people believe the dollar will reign forever. But every empire thought the same. Portugal thought navigation made them invincible. Spain believed their silver was infinite. The Dutch trusted their perfect financial system. Britain believed the sun would never set on their empire. They were all wrong, and so is America. The 500-year pattern never breaks. It only pauses between victims. Your move. If this opened your eyes to what's really happening to global money, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe for more hidden patterns that shape our world. The clock is ticking, history is watching, and the next chapter of global financial power is being written right now.